in the interest of Aladina Rangell. We're here for an initial permanency hearing. I want to put on the record that the mother, Anise Aguilar, had been logged in and had been in my waiting room for quite some time. We're very behind on the docket, and she fell out just moments before I called the case. Mr. Eldridge indicates that her phone was going dead and they were going to have to get somewhere where they could plug in. I'll certainly watch for her, but my apologies again on the record to Ms. Aguilar that we weren't timely this morning.
Lorraine Lucero, on behalf of the alleged father, Your Honor, Mario Beata. Your Honor, I have not had any contact with him, so I don't expect him to be present.
Aladina is doing very well. She's crawling. She likes music. She likes clapping to the music, dances a little bit. She likes when her foster siblings sing to her. She likes to clap to them, to their music when they sing to her. She's eating baby foods. She's developmentally on target. And eating and sleeping well.
Any concerns at all with the child?
No.
Okay. All right. Everything going well in placement?
Yes, very well.
Okay. How is mom doing?
I lost contact with mom, like on my last email from her was 8:15, so I didn't have a phone number or anything for her. We was like talking through email. But as far as I know, she's doing okay, but she hasn't really, as far as services, nothing.
Okay. Has she been drug screening for you?
I emailed on the 26th to try to take her, didn't get a reply. So that's the last time I have made contact to like take her for a drug screening. So that one was deemed negative because I couldn't make contact with her for that day.
Okay. I see in part of the report she is attending weekly visits.
She was, but she missed the last 3 virtual, so I suspended them until I heard from her again.
Okay.
And she reached out to me Monday, like 5 minutes before the next virtual, but I already had them suspended, so I was waiting for her to hit me. I was gonna tell her I could set it back up, get them reinstated back this next Monday, but yeah, she missed the last 3, so I suspended them until I made contact with her again.
Okay, and you got the new contact information from Mr. Eldridge just a second.
Yes.
Okay, all right. What about? But you said mom has not worked or started any services.
Yeah, she had for as far as counseling, her psychological was scheduled for 6/17, no show. 7/2, she told them she was sick, so for 6/24 they rescheduled it. Then on 7/2 it was a no show, so she hasn't initiated anything.
Okay.
That was counseling.
Okay, but none of she hasn't done her OSAR, hasn't done her psychological.
No.
Okay. What about dad? Have you had any contact with him?
No, I can't find him.
Okay. Have you run background check or searches for him?
Yeah, we did Akron. I checked Facebook. I checked Potter County, Randall County. Nothing.
Okay. All your Akron searches, they haven't come back with any good addresses or anything?
No. The 2 I had, I searched and there was nothing.
Okay. In your conversations with mom, has she ever given you any idea or any contact information for him that she thought she had?
No.
Okay. So right now, according to just the way the case is progressing, parents, mom's been in some contact, but that's fallen out. But overall, they're not in compliance right now with the.
No.
Okay. But child is still doing well and is safe and all needs being taken care of in placement.
Yes. She's doing great.
Good. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Eldridge.
Okay, so Mr. Owley, and this may be more directed towards the court. My understanding is, so this is clearly a drug case. Her last hair follicle was in like 192,000 for methamphetamines, which I've never seen one that high before. She's told me she attempted to start treatment at Faith City Mission, but she didn't complete it. Do you know whether that's true or not?
No, she had, like, I only had contact with her on Monday night, like after, since like August 15th, so I have no idea.
Okay. She's wanting to restart treatment. My understanding is the Faith City Mission is a year-long program. And I just heard on the news that Centacor has lost their funding. So she needs to get in treatment. She's asking me how to do that. What do we do since we don't have Centacor? I'm not sure what to tell her.
Yeah, she can look at Serenity. I think Serenity in Plainview is like the next closest place.
Okay. And do you help her with that, or do I have her contact them directly?
I can help her out.
Okay. All right. That's all I had, Your Honor. She's asking how to, anyway, I'll make it, I can make it's more of a statement than questions, but I'll just wait.
Okay. All right, Ms. Lucero.
Well, you've already answered the questions regarding if you've had any additional information for the alleged father in this case. If you receive any information or anything like that, could you just please let me know?
Okay. Well, we talked to her sister. That's far as we got.
Right, and I understand that, and that's the address that's listed in one of the reports. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, could you, just to make sure I have the correct address, could you email me sometime today and provide that address for me, and I'll try to reach out at that address.
Yes.
Okay, I appreciate it. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, and Ms. Zavala.
Mr. Outley, the 3 visits that mom missed, those were virtual visits, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and they're virtual because of the nature of the drug use in this case.
Yes.
Mom would need to provide a clean drug screen before there could be in-person visits.
Yes.
Okay. So if you get back in contact with mom, you may start those virtual visits back up, but you're not going to start in person until we have that clean screen, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And when is the last time that she drug screened for you?
Like, can't remember. I wanted to go on August 26th, but she didn't respond back to me. So that's like the last time I attempted.
Okay, but the last time she actually drug screened was when?
I think it was like, is it May or June? I don't have the paperwork on me. Let me see real quick.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay. I think it's
I
like, I know
withdraw
it's
the
like the month of May, if I remember right, or June. It's one of those months.
Okay. No further questions.
Okay.
Judge, just one quick thing, Mr. Allen. And Ms. Zavala, to answer that question, it looks like the last drug screen was filed on June 2nd. It was taken at the end of May, was the last drug screen I see filed in the case. Mr. Alley, you, with the new information, contact information from mom, you can get in touch with her and discuss how to get into drug rehab and work with her on that process, correct?
Yes.
And that'll be one of your first things to take up with mom.
Yes.
Thank you. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay, anybody have anything additional today?
No, Your Honor.
I just have, Your Honor, my client's asking me just what I stated. She's wanting to start services. I told her just a little while ago that the drug treatment's the number one thing. I really have never seen numbers that high. And so I don't want to misspeak, I guess. So that's what I told her to do, and I just didn't know where to tell her to go. But if Mr. Outley will work with her, and then after that, then she could start. Then she's going to plan to do her services. I think is the way I have it, the way I understand it. If that works for you guys.
Well, clearly, I think she'd be better off in a long-term program like Faith City Mission and or, Martha's Home or, something that is a long-term situation because it would also provide her housing, after that initial 30 days. I mean, she goes down to Serenity, that's a 30-day deal, and then it's outpatient. And Mr. Eldridge, my concern is she's currently homeless. Okay, she goes to Serenity for 30 days, then what? Then she's back out on the street maybe, and and then we all know that's just a recipe for, disaster. So Mr. Alley, if you make contact with her, I sure would love to see her do something that's a long-term program where she can have housing, food, eventually they can work her into trying to get her employment. I mean, we all know how this goes, and that's not gonna happen in 30 days. Just
Right.
isn't gonna happen.
So that's what she asked me for, Judge. And I just, and I love Face City Mission. I didn't know, does it work? It's a year-long program. I guess after the first month, they can have outside contact so she could do some of the other services maybe, but that's what she called and asked me for, if she could restart it. They've
Well,
got,
and
she has to wait.
there's likely services that she can start even within that initial 30 days, you know, counseling for one, that we would probably certainly give her credit for. So I
Right.
obviously that's more in line with what she needs. So Mr. Alley, I guess I'm gonna kick that to you to try really hard to see if we can't get her get a bed at Faith City or Martha's Home or one of our really good rock solid long-term programs. Okay, that being said, then I'm gonna continue the department as temporary managing conservator and continue child's current placement. I find a continuing danger to the child to return the child home to either parent at this time. I have to find parents are not in compliance with their family plans of service. I'm going to set an early final in the case on January 15th of 2026 on a 9 o'clock docket. Obviously, if we get to that point and mom has gone into a long-term rehab, is doing well, we can back off of that setting. So, you know, further, that's just something further for her to consider, Tate, that I'm going to push the case along unless I see some major commitment
I agree. I understand.
to the child. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So, okay. All right. I'll see everybody back January 15. That'll be the final.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Thank
you.
y'all. Appreciate
Thank you.
everybody's patience. I'm so sorry.
Can be excused.
Absolutely. 9D in the interest of Malaysia Butler. Cause number 99951E in the interest of Malia Coleman. Cause number 100318E in the interest of Messiah Woods. We're here today on all three cases on adversary hearings.
T.D. Hammonds for the father, Eric Woods, father of Messiah Woods. Judge, I'm ready to proceed. Mr. Woods is in the Potter County Jail, but I spoke to him yesterday, so, I mean, I think I can give the court some insight after the caseworker testifies.
Okay, and I show that Mr. Butler is also in custody, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay.
And
And I'm doing my best to try to catch up time-wise.
yes,
And I understand maybe there may be an agreement with the mother.
Correct.
Have we had any contact with Mr. Hood?
let me see, Your Honor. No, Your Honor. We've sent out to service, but we have not. Mr. Alf, have you had any more contact with Mr. Robert Hood or tried to find him?
No, sir. I have not been able to contact him during my investigation.
Yeah, we weren't able to find him, Your Honor.
All right. Do we have an address? Do we have any leads? I mean, have we got citation out?
I have a note that has been sent out. Let me check on it real quick, Your Honor. I looked earlier and I did not see that anything had been returned. Give me one
But
second.
we at least had an address to issue to.
Well, I think we had we don't, okay. No, we don't have anything. Let me look at this real quick, Your Honor. I don't believe we have any, I don't believe it's good information if we have it. I think we had a last address. I don't think it's a good address. We have it that we drafted the subpoena or the citation on it, but other than that, there's been no contact with him. I don't think that was a good one.
Is Mr. Butler in TDCJ?
He is, Your Honor. And I believe I looked it up yesterday. He is not eligible for parole until 2031, I believe is what the TDC
Okay.
website said.
But for today's, I mean.
But for today,
it's
he's in
possible for me to return the child to him.
Correct, Your Honor. You were,
Okay.
sorry.
All right, so fatherhood is, okay, that's just the wrong way to approach that sentence. Mr. Robert Hood Jr., we've had no contact with, and we don't have any locating information at this time. Do you see that that's, I mean, are we likely to have anything further if we reset these cases for 7 days from now?
I don't think so, Your Honor. At this point, I mean, you know, my investigator wasn't able to find them. We had the address that we have, but we have not been able to find them. So no, I don't believe we're likely to find them in the next 7 days.
And has the investigator asked mom if she has any kind of information about where Mr. Hood could be or might be located, or relatives or anything like that?
Mr. Alf, have you talked to mom on this?
Yes, I have. She provided me with what she believed to be his most recent phone number. I contacted that phone number and it was disconnected. She did not have a current address for him, and like Mr. Trout stated, we've contacted him at all of his previous addresses with no luck.
Okay.
In Your Honor, just for the court, there was we intervened into this. It was a AG's case. It looks like the citation from the AG's case came back unserved in July, so they weren't able to find him either.
Okay. So that answers my question. We're very unlikely to have any change in that information in the next 7 days.
Yes, ma'am.
So, all right. So the court is comfortable proceeding today. If you all wish to announce what mother's agreement is, and then I'm interested if Mr. Hammond's is also similarly, his client is in agreement. Obviously, I can't send the
Yes.
child to, I can't send his child to him in the Power County Jail. So,
Correct, Judge. Correct.
all right.
Judge, as far as mom, we're in agreement to temporary managing conservatorship through the department. Mom is to work services. Believe we're not asking for any child support or medical support at this time from mom. I was trying to say, I think there may be some with the dads, but I think they're in jail, so that's not going to matter on that. Judge, there is an issue just to bring up, and Mr. Nowak and I discussed this. There was an arrest originally in this case. Mom was arrested. The charges have kind of been changed. It was I got word yesterday that there's going to be some other charges filed. As far as mom, there's some MOEPs in place. So at this time, there's some no contact orders between mom and Messiah, and let me make sure I got the right other child. Give me 1 second.
Is that just as to Messiah?
No, ma'am, there's one of the other children. Let me make sure I've got the name right, just so I say it right.
But it is Messiah and one of the other.
Messiah and Malaya.
Okay.
And Judge, that came from the detective on the case. I have not seen that MOEP, but it's my understanding those were put in place. They're also with from what I got, word I got from the ADA yesterday, with new charges that are going to be coming, there's probably going to be a MOEP in regards to all 3 children coming. So
Daniel, can you tell me what word you're saying?
sorry, MOEP, the magistrate's order of emergency protection. So right now, the ones that are in place until November 4th. I apologize, Amy.
Okay.
I just want that on the record so we don't get a situation where we try to do a visitation and mom gets in trouble with her, whatever's going on the criminal side. Don't want to.
So with, obviously, with respect to Messiah and Malaya, we know right now that we cannot do that
Correct.
until we know for sure about Malaysia. I don't have a problem, Mr. Oth, if you start looking at what we would do, but just be acutely aware that could change very quickly. In other words, sort of business as usual until we know we can't do that. Maybe the safest thing is a virtual visit. You know, at least initially, if that can happen.
And
Will you be notified right away, Mr. Trout?
I probably will. I do see this as of this morning, the complaint and stuff that the new charges was signed by the detective. So those should be going out. There's going to be a warrant for mom. She may be able to take care of that as a walkthrough, if they get everything lined up, but just a heads up, those things are out there. I do see that one of those charges, involves, Malaysia, the other child. And so, that's where the other MOEPs or orders will probably come from. I don't know what bond conditions will be put on. I have no idea on all of that. So that is kind of where I stand on those, Your Honor.
Okay,
And
so
And I'll stay in touch with Mr. Nowak on that. And I'm sure they will, you know, like I said, there is going to be a warrant for mom on these. So she may want to, if she can, go ahead and look at trying to find a bonding company. Maybe they can do a walkthrough without her being picked up and booked through, just to make it easier on her.
Is there a way you can tell me how many charges there is?
I'm sorry, Ms. Coleman, I couldn't understand you. What?
I was asking, can you tell me how many charges it is? Is it just one?
It is not. It is 3 different
three.
charges. Yes, it's 3 on this one.
And Your Honor, in terms of determining visitation, I will say that the 2 girls are placed together in Lubbock. And so if we're having visitation with one and not the other, and with the distance, I would recommend virtual because I think that might be easier on the children themselves.
And that's what I said. It would be virtual only until we can't, if that comes to pass. Sounds like it's likely. So all I feel like I could really do today is say we could set up a virtual visit until we know about this other, and then obviously, you know, we've got no other control over that. But in fairness to Ms. Coleman, I think we proceed, like I said, sort of business as usual until we know that we can't. So Ms. Coleman, I don't know whether you'll get one or not before before the other shoe drops. Okay. So.
And Judge, just for transparency on this, I see that on the warrant, that has been signed by the judge. There is, the bond recommendations are already on there, and it does state a MOEP, so that magistration's order of emergency protection will be coming in place so there'll be one for all 3 kids at that.
Yeah, Daniel, could you email me the documents you're referring to? I'm by no means a criminal defense lawyer, but I'd like to get them to Ms. Coleman so that she can start preparing.
Yeah. I'll get you everything I can, Vince. I don't want to step on any toes on the criminal side of things. I just want to be transparent with everybody.
I understand. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So, that's the agreement with mother as announced. Obviously, I'm not going to order any child support or medical support at this time. I'm going to want mom to be able to use her resources to, number 1, deal with criminal issues, and number 2, worker services. With respect to Mr. Butler, I would find that there's obviously no way we can return his child to him since he is in TDCJ. So obviously a finding of TMC to the department isn't going to really affect his rights or his ability at this point in time to exercise any of his parental rights. Regarding Mr. Hood, same. He is obviously kind of MIA for everybody right now since the AG's been looking for him as well. And so in the interest of the children and to move forward in the case, I'm going to go ahead and enter an order regarding his child as well, Malia Coleman of TMC to the department. I don't know whether he's under any prior, it looks like he's alleged, so I don't think we have any prior orders, and he's alleged dad, so I can't order any kind of support there. Mr. Butler is adjudicated. I don't know whether we've got a prior support order, but it's obviously not being paid.
There is a prior order, Your Honor. I can take that out on this one. We did have it in this order originally, but he is incarcerated, so I'm sure that's not getting paid right now.
Well, there's no point in redirecting and doing all that. That order is just going to stand out. It's out there. It's its own deal. And I don't see that we have to affect it in any capacity.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Hammonds, with respect to Mr. Woods, is he also in agreement with TMC to the department?
Judge, he is. He has been out there since about January. James Eldridge is his attorney. He was just told the last couple days the cases against him are going to be dismissed. He does have a parole hold on him, but once those are dismissed, I believe he'll be released, hopefully within the next 2 to 3 weeks. I believe Messiah is with his mother. Is that correct?
That is correct.
That's correct.
Okay. I mean, I'm just asking the department, and I've told Mr. Woods this, as soon as he's released, if he'll call me, if he'll call his caseworker, I mean, I'm hopeful they'll kind of do a home study. If he could live with his mom may be able to supervise. He claims to have been clean and sober. He was working when he got arrested. He does have a girlfriend. I mean, they'd have to do some checking on her, but he basically said he had been keeping Messiah a lot of the time leading up to all this. So, I mean, I think he might be considered a non-offending party, and they can, look at placement there. And then if they want him to perform some services, he's certainly willing to do that.
Okay. We'll cross those bridges when we come to it, but for now,
Oh,
he's agreeable to TMC and placement, obviously, with his mom.
yes.
So, okay. All right. Okay, then, anybody have anything else that we really need to cover today? Ms. Zavala?
Just one quick issue. I was able to visit with all 3 kids in person. They're doing well in their placements. I understand the issue with visitation with mom. I've already brought this issue up to St. Francis. I think they're in agreement on this, but I would like to see regularly scheduled and court-ordered sibling visits. They really need to see each other. They don't have to be really long. I mean, we're dealing with a 4 and a 6-year-old. But virtual visits where they can see each other for 20, 30 minutes. I really would like that to be court ordered to make sure that they've got that contact. It is very important to all 3 of them.
All right.
Judge.
Yes.
Messiah, Malaya, and Malaysia, they all have it's on, I want to say it's called Microsoft Team or something.
Mhm.
So they visit each other virtually and they get an hour. So
Okay.
yes, ma'am. So they already do that. I'm not for sure if it's that lady or another lady that had it set up, but they send a link to my mom's phone, and all she does is click it. And Messiah, like, he just talked to his sisters yesterday. I believe on Monday it had got frozen and it was messed up, so it wasn't working. But he talks to Malaysia, and Messiah. They all are in contact with each other, and they do schedule the visits, and they talk to each other for an hour. Like
Yes,
yesterday,
Your Honor, that was put in place because I asked for it. By the time that I had seen the kids, they had not seen each other. So St. Francis did wonderfully. They scrambled, they got it set for the exact same day I asked for.
Great. Okay, so that issue is handled. And are we gonna do that weekly?
Ms. Cone, can we do that weekly with the kids?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay, great. All right, then at this time, I do find the evidence is sufficient to name the Department of Family and Protective Services as temporary managing conservator of all of the children. I would find there's a continuing and ongoing danger to return the children home to any of the parents at this time. We'll expect parents to work services, and which we'll talk more about at our next hearing. And in between now and that hearing, those plans will be developed and gone over with parents. I will order the weekly sibling visits to continue. And I will see everyone back for the status hearings on November 4th of 2025. And those will be on a 9 o'clock docket. So that'll be at least close to the time that the first two MOAPs expire. I don't know whether they're going to reissue, what's going to happen with that, but it maybe we can address, maybe we'll be close enough that we can address visitation, what that's going to look like, you know, at that point in time. We'll just have to see. Okay.
Yes, I think the original MOAB actually expires on that date. On the 4th is from what I've been told. Now the new ones, they'll start from whatever day once mom's booked in and all that paperwork's done. Those will be under felony, so they may be longer than 60 days. But we'll see. I'm not sure, so we'll see when those come up.
So again, I'm going to say mom can have a virtual visit with Malaysia until and if that's prohibited. Okay, I'll see y'all back November 4th.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
very
Judge.
much.
And Desiree, I'll be in touch with you.
I think, okay, we're right up against the dismissal date. So Mr. Trout, how does the department want to handle it? I mean, we've got different options here.
We do, Your Honor. I mean, I've talked to all the parties except for Ms. Grammer at this point. We're looking at requesting a monitored return with a step up, a transitional monitored return. I see mom just put a chat in about Claire.
It just says Claire though.
Yeah. Okay. But while she's typing that, Judge, we were looking at a step up transitional monitored return with some open to modifications if depending on the therapist recommends. But we're looking at 4 at-home weekend visits from October 10th to October 12th, from October 24th to October 26th, from November 14th to November 16th, and then the Thanksgiving holiday, November 26th to November 30th. If everything goes well, then placing the child on the monitored return at home on November 1st.
Okay, hang on real quick, because we haven't called this, and I don't know whether.
Oh, sorry, Your Honor, I apologize.
Okay. Let me go ahead and call it. Cause number 99307-1 in the interest of Alave Ellery. We're here set for our final today. Ms. Grammer for the mother and father, Rebecca and Benjamin Ellery, is not present with us. She is in trial elsewhere. And So we're gonna have to make some adjustments. Ms. Riley is here today as the guardian ad litem for the child, and Ms. Kincaid is also present as the child's attorney ad litem. CASA is present, Ms. Garrett, Ms. King. Okay, so I want on the record some discussion about Ms. Grammer's situation. So she is in trial down the hall, well, upstairs and down the hall. So the department, and we are up against a dismissal date on September 22nd. So, Mr. Trout, if you want to just start again so we can get on the record.
Yes, ma'am. I apologize, Your Honor. The department would be asking for a transitional monitored return. The schedule I received would be a weekend visit October 10th through October 12th at the parent's home. Then October 24th through October 26th at the parent's home. Weekend visit November 14th to November 16th. And then another weekend visit November 26th through November 30th, which I believe is over the Thanksgiving break. Everything goes well during those. Placing out of a home on December 1st. In the monitored return. Those, if we have issues that arise, leave it open for some modifications with the therapist. We'd continue therapy. I think they're doing family therapy and her individual therapy. All of that would continue so they could continue working through things. That is what we're looking at right now and proposing, Your Honor. I did speak a while ago with Ms. Kincaid and Ms. Riley. They've indicated that is their client's wishes. Ms. Garrett with CASA I spoke to. Some concerns if we were to place back right now, but a step up like this, my understanding CASA is okay trying that also right now at this point, Your Honor.
Ms. Riley, Ms. Kincaid, are you all on board with that plan?
I am, Your Honor.
I am as well because of the step up. I think that that's the best way. I think if we were just to send her home today, that is what my client would like, but I don't know that we'd be successful if we just sent her home today. And so I think it's going to take a little bit of visits to kind of work out some kinks as they go along before full reunification.
All right. Mr. and Ms. Ellery, let's see. Ms. Ellery, at least, I don't know whether Mr. Ellery is present with you somewhere there or not, but is this kind of what you all have talked about and what you think will work?
Yes,
maybe?
ma'am. Yes, and I spoke on the phone with Miss Legal about it yesterday as well, and that's what she mentioned to me. So
okay, and are you comfortable with us proceeding with this without Ms. Grammer present?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Then I guess I'll order the transitional monitored return as outlined by Mr. Trout and agreed to by everybody. What's our new dismissal date?
I have March 20th of 2026, Your Honor.
Okay, and we'll set that as the new dismissal date in the case. Just looking to see. Let's go ahead and just have a short review hearing, make sure we're just in compliance with everything there, because it looks like it was maybe July when we were last together, so yeah. Okay, so Ms. Legel, I guess if you want to kind of just give us a quick update and overview how everything's going.
Everything seems to be going good now. Elevate is still in her digital therapy, and family therapy, kind of working through some issues there. I did discuss with her also about the transitional monitored return home, and she was okay with that. So everybody's doing good. Mom and dad seem to be doing really well. I think everybody is getting their mental health in order. So everybody's got their coping skills and parenting skills for her to go home and be successful.
Ms. Slagle, have we had a couple of hiccups in therapy and some back and forth as far as how the child's doing, how the child, is she going back and forth a little bit?
Yeah, she is kind of going back and forth a little bit. I think she's kind of scared of the transition, but I think she's trying to work through it. Some of it's just normal teenage stuff where she's wanting to do certain things with friends. That's just not appropriate right now for her or to be around some of those friends. So just some few hiccups here and there, but I don't think they're anything that we can't work through.
Okay. As far as the counseling, how is things going? And this may be if Ms. Ellery wants to speak to it in a little bit, but as far as the family therapy interaction and dynamics between parent and child, how are things going right now from your understanding, Ms. Slagle?
From my understanding, I mean, they're going okay. Like you said, they're having their few hiccups, but I think they're being able to work through those during therapy. And they will continue family therapy and individual therapy through all of these visits. And the therapist has said, she'll be there even if Elevate is at the house and they're having some issues, that she would be available to, have a session with them that day to kind of walk through that.
Okay. Is the child going to continue? My understanding, the child's going to continue with her current therapist.
Yes, that's correct.
And that therapist will stick with her.
Yes.
And family therapy, it will stay with the same therapist?
No, the Elevate's actually got a family therapist ready to go for them. Elevate's therapist thinks that they kind of need to, once she starts transitioning home and is home, she thinks they need to have their therapist for family therapy and then her therapist where she can, go individually by herself.
Okay. All right. But the family therapist they'll be swapping over to is ready to go.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So we shouldn't have any lag in all of this while we are making these transitions.
No, we shouldn't. And Elevate's therapist now said, she's willing to do whatever and help with the transition or, whatever she can do with Elevate, she's willing to do.
Okay. All right. Anything else as far as the child that we need to discuss today?
No, she's doing really good. So she's doing good in school. She's very smart. So I think she's doing good.
Okay. I know the schedule you sent me places her back home 1st of December. As far as her school, how is that going to affect? Because they'll be right close to, I guess, finals for the semester. So how are we going to work on that?
I'm going to need to talk to her teachers at school there and see what we can do about that and see what issues we're going to have if we do transition her at that time.
Okay, but there is still there's room to where we can, if we need to, leave her, let her finish those exams in that placement before we place in the house, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think we've got enough wiggle room between all of the dates to kind of be able to work together and move things around a little bit if we need to.
Okay. And if there are, I see in here that is if issues arise, therapist recommendations. So if we have some struggles, therapists will be there and there'll be possibly some recommendations on if we need to modify a little bit.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
All right. And if that is the case, we'll get reports to the court as far as what needs to be modified and why.
Yes, yeah. We want to set them up for success. So whatever we can do to move things around for them, we'll be available to do that.
Okay. And as far as parents, how are parents doing right now?
They're doing good. They're still doing their individual therapy also. They've kind of got a plan when she comes home of how routines are going to go. And just try to build that bond back together before, she's there completely all the time in their care. So I think they're ready, and I think they know, we could have some hiccups, but they're ready to have the transition instead of her just going straight there. They think they'll have better success.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you, ma'am. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Ellery, you got any questions for Ms. Slagle?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right, Ms. Riley, anything?
No, Your Honor.
And Ms. Kincaid?
Have the sibling visits been going well?
They haven't had any that I'm aware of. I know Michaela didn't want to talk to her right now. So that's something I'm going to have to work out between both of the girls and see what we can do.
Okay, so is that going to be kind of something we work on between now and the visits that are going to be overnights?
Yeah, we'll definitely work through that before that happens.
Okay, and she is on a psychotropic medication, is that correct?
Yes.
And is that being monitored every 30 days by a doctor?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I'll pass the witness.
All right. Casa?
Your Honor, in visiting with Alave over the past few months, I've noticed that, she makes great strides in therapy and in school. I've also noticed that I've noted that the parents participate in their services too. It seems like this family is really trying to work towards family reunification. And when I agree with that, yes, I agree with the fact that we've got a schedule now and it seems to be in place, which is going to be better because Alave was asking, hey, when's this going to happen? And then I of course refer back to her worker, and her worker explained it. So that helps a lot. I believe Costa's big concern right now is that Alave, she vacillates back and forth, like everyone's saying, going home, not going home, I'll stay in placement. And, part of that is just, she's going to do that. But I don't think we're ever going to really come to where she's feeling comfortable about some of the things that she feels she's being judged on. She feels like she's being judged as a person that she doesn't want to do anything wrong at home. And it bothers her that she doesn't actually have sometimes her parents' approval on some of the things that she's concerned about, like their friends. And we talked about the friend that she's not allowed to see and be around, that's parents' decision, that's the department's decision, and that she should respect it. And she does. She really does. But I'm a little concerned about how if she goes home and she's in placement, that there's going to be some issues. We all know that. She's a teenager. But I feel with this team that she's got and the support system that the parents have and that Alave has, I feel like it'll be successful.
Well, that's what we want. So I'm all for the, let's take it slow plan. If we have to adjust along the way, then we just, I trust that everybody's gonna be flexible. Because we want it to be successful and we want it to be lasting. So. Okay. Anybody have anything else?
I do not at this time, Your Honor.
All
No,
right.
Your Honor.
Okay, as I said earlier. then
Nothing, Your Honor.
Then we're gonna order the transitional monitored return as outlined. I'll sign that order when it comes in. We'll continue the department as temporary manager conservator and continue placement. Obviously, with the transitional monitored return in mind. I find parents are in compliance with their service plan. And I'll see everybody back. Got 2 hearings to announce. Our next review we'll do on January 15th of 2026. 9 o'clock docket. And then we've got a trial date scheduled for March 10th of 2026, also a 9 o'clock docket. Sincerely hoping we don't need that. And that, you know, maybe by January, we'll have a really good feel for where we're at. All right, as always, something comes up and we need to get together. Y'all know where to find me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Thank y'all. Ms. Ellery, I appreciate you letting us forge ahead and get this done so it didn't hold any of this up. All right then, y'all are free to go. We will be back at 1 o'clock to try to finish up what we started this morning.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna go ahead and shut the live stream down since we were off YouTube for that hearing, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off now. But I'm gonna leave the feed up, so anybody, y'all can jump back in whenever you're ready, close to 1 o'clock.
Yes, ma'am. Judge, let me speak to Ms. Collins real quick before everybody goes and we shut it down.
Sure. If Ms. Collins will agree to that. All right, Ms. Collins, I'm putting you to room 1. Mr. Trout, I'll move you to room 1.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge, I believe this is it for me today. May I be excused?
Yes, ma'am. Appreciate it. Thank you for your patience. I'm so sorry we were behind.
Yes, ma'am. It happens. Half the time it's me causing the problem, so.
No, well, no, it's just we had a very difficult first thing on the docket this morning and it took, and we're not done, you know, so it just was one that we have to give it the time it has to have. So I'm really, I hate running that far behind. I don't like making a mess of everybody else's day.
Well,
Thank you, Your Honor.
So I'm glad.
All right. Thank y'all.
Thanks, Judge.